Hello, everyone. My guest today is Bryon Brewer. He started in the IT consulting industry almost 20 years ago, working for some of the U.S. largest consulting firms, including Accenture and Microsoft. 12 years ago, he launched his own consulting firm and has since started, grown, and sold numerous online businesses. He currently owns and runs Human Proof Designs based out of Dallas, Texas. The company specializes in helping entrepreneurs start and grow online companies. Started in 2013, they've built over 1,000 online businesses and helped hundreds of entrepreneurs grow and flip their sites. His company has now grown to 16 full-time employees and over 300 contractors. He also owns and manages several affiliate marketing and e-commerce sites. Bryon, you ready to take us to the top?
Absolutely. We'll get there.
So at its core, how are you making money? Is it a retainer to founders that want to work with you, or are you actually owning and operating your own properties and then selling them?
Well, we have two parts. We do what's kind of a ready-made service. So we find and research niches and topics that are low competition, and we actually build affiliate and e-commerce sites that have no traffic. They're brand new. And then we sell those. We have our customers purchase those, and then we help them grow those into revenue producing sites. So brand new, completely new businesses. And then we also buy and sell sites, usually that are making between $0 to $1,000 a month, kind of starter sites. And we help companies and individuals, entrepreneurs purchase those sites and then grow them.
Mm-hmm. Tell us maybe the story of one of those so we can dive deeper. What maybe the one that you sold for the most over the past 10 years.
Yeah, so we have such a variety because we work in just about every single niche, and we also do custom niche sites. So folks who come to us and are looking for a specific niche. But for example, if you look right now, we have a niche site in the organic foods market. Which is really popular nowadays with healthy eating. That site is selling for $10,000. It's a revenue producing site that has earned about $4,000 in revenue so far this year using affiliate marketing model, mostly from Amazon affiliate links. So that site right there is really ripe for growth. We've spent a little bit of work in building it, getting that site to where it is currently. A new owner is going to pick it up, earning, a few $100 a month. And then with our help and their knowledge, they'll be able to grow that, much bigger than what it is today. So then that investment is, we've got that site listed for around $10,000 right now. So it's a great way for people who want to get started in online businesses and need help. That's really what we cater to.
Bryon, it seems like a lot of work, though. I mean, you buy the site for $4,000, you put a bunch of work into it. Now you're going to sell it for $10,000. You're going to make a $6,000 profit if you sell it at that price. That feels like a ton of work to make $6,000.
Well, it is a lot of work. I mean, obviously, what we do is we have a staff of writers. Affiliate marketing is really based around content. So you want to build really high quality, especially with Google today. There are algorithms. There's not really another way around it, but to just build really high quality content and do good keyword research, target the right niches. And that's something that we've been doing since 2013. So we've gotten really good at it. So we can, build these, get these generating some revenue and then pass it on to a new owner who then can focus on it and grow it much bigger than we can because we are, we're not focused on just one business. We've got, at any time we may have 50 or 60 of these sites that are in our inventory that we're building and working and trying to sell to other customers.
So Bryon, in 2019, how many total sites did you sell to somebody else?
We sell probably about 50 sites a month. So
how many did you sell into all of 2019 when you add them all together?
It would be somewhere in the 500 to 600 range.
Okay, 500 to 600. And how many of those did you buy yourself and then do work and then resell them versus you built from scratch?
So probably about 70% of those we built from scratch. And about 30% of those we will purchase. We do have a success guarantee. So if someone purchases a site from us and they go through our training program, if in 1 year they aren't making the income they want to make on that site, or they're just got bored with it, or it wasn't for them, then we buy the site back from them. So it does reduce the risk for a customer. So we do get some sites back as well that we purchase back from customers after 1 year if they're not interested in anymore.
So in 2019, on 500 to 600 sites sold total, how much revenue did that mean for Human Proof?
Sorry, what was that last part?
How much total revenue did you do in 2019?
Oh, in 2019, we were at revenue standpoints, without some of our bigger sites, kind of adjust that, is about 1.5 million. Mm-hmm. And this year we'll be somewhere around 2 million.
Okay. And again, the majority of that revenue is coming in 2019. The 1.5 million came from you selling those 600 sites.
Correct. Yeah. And part of that revenue is also we provide SEO and growth services to our customers.
How much of the revenue came from that?
It's growing. I think over the years, as we've gotten a larger customer base, we've started to serve more of our customers from a growth standpoint instead of selling sites. So it's probably about 40% of our revenue now this year.
So call it like $600,000, $700,000 is what you'll do on your SEO growth services.
Correct. Yeah.
And is that productized? Are they buying software, or is that you getting on a coaching call once a month with a group of people?
It's somewhat productized. I mean, we do things like video production. So we kind of have a format and a system in place where we take existing content, turn it into video that they can share on YouTube, social media, other ways to grow their sites. We do content writing. We do backlink services, guest posts, all these types of outreach efforts to help grow their site on page and off page SEO services. So it's more of a service and less of a productized type of offering because it is custom to each site.
Mm-hmm. So how many here in 2020 you think you'll do about 2 million in revenue? 40% will be those SEO services. How many unique customers will you work with in 2020?
Gosh, it'll be in the hundreds. We probably in a year's time we'll have 500 customers we work with.
Okay. And so in 2020, again, there's 4 or 5 months left in this year. You think you'll work with about 500 customers. How many total sites will you sell this year, do you think?
It's probably going to be similar. Back in when we started.
500, when you say similar, 500 to 600 sites this year?
Yeah, 500 to 600. I mean, back in the day when we started back in 2013, all the way up until just about 2 years ago, we were only selling ready-made sites. And we started almost 2 years ago selling revenue-generating sites. So these are smaller sites that have revenue coming in already. So they really get a fresh start. I mean, the problem with ready-made sites is Google has kind of a 6-month sandbox. So a site isn't going to rank and isn't going to grow and develop you revenue likely for the first 6 months. So you got to have a little patience if you're buying a ready-made site. Of course, it's a good time to start growing and adding content, getting your site ready. But you're really looking at 6 months before you're going to start earning revenues on the site. Whereas if you buy one of our revenue generating or age sites, then you've got revenue potentially coming in right away.
Of the 500 to 600 sites you'll sell this year, how many are aged versus brand new?
Yeah, so most of them are going to be brand new. We sell, maybe 20 to 30% of those are going to be revenue generating sites.
Got it. Are older revenue generating. Okay, yeah. Interesting. And how many, do you make money? If you do 2 million this year, will you make money?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we're profitable.
Okay. Definitely. And can you break me down? Like obviously you have people expenses. You had 16 people on the team, it sounds like.
Yeah, that's right.
And how many are engineers?
So we have a technology team that is 4 engineers. And then we have a content team, kind of manages our writing production, video production, keyword research, all those activities. We have an investment services.
How many people are on the content team?
So the content team, it varies. We have about 300 contractors, and most of them are on that team. doing writing services, video services, all sorts of creative services. But we do have a full-time staff as well that kind of manages that contract team. And then we also have an investment services team, which they kind of manage the overall due diligence on sites that come into us that we look at purchasing and then growing and then selling. So they handle kind of all those aspects, as well as customers who come to us and say, you don't have a site inventory that I want, but can you help me find?
Where can we view your inventory?
Sorry, what?
Where can we view your inventory?
Humanproofdesigns.com.
I'm there right now. Where do we go?
Okay. So click on services.
Yep.
And then you'll see when you scroll down, there's ready-mades, they're aged, there's revenue sites. Yep. And so you can click on, like, say, the revenue page there, and you'll see what we currently have available. And it is broken up. We do have a few sections there because we do affiliate marketing. And we also do dropship e-commerce sites and then local lead generation sites as well. So you'll find 3 different ways to monetize your site within Human Proof Designs.
Mm-hmm. Got it. So I scroll down. I see one that is acne skincare. Approximate word count 80,000. Highest keyword 11. Number of keywords in Ahrefs 389. Estimated traffic 20. Domain created in 2017. And then you can click and actually view the earnings. You're listing this for $2,797.
Correct. Yep.
The site gets 20 hits per month. When you say Ahrefs traffic is 20, what's that mean?
Let's look at that one. That's the acne care one.
Yep.
So that one is kind of a new site. It's got some revenues, which you'll see a link there for revenues.
Yep.
So you can kind of pull up and we let, pretty full disclosure on kind of all the traffic, the numbers, what the revenues are. Kind of a low entry point, around $2,000 for someone to get started with that. And so let's see, it's got
$511 in sales.
Yep. So yeah, it's traffic would be 20 visitors a month currently.
Yeah, so that's what I thought. I mean, that seems. I mean, that's a nothing burger. That's a big zero. I mean, you might as well put 0.
Yeah, it's not much traffic. You're getting some traffic to it. The key with this site here, and what a lot of people are looking for when they buy a site, is if I want to start an online business, how long is it going to take me to write 80,000 words of content? That's a lot of work, right? And I've already got, with this site here, we've already got 389 keywords that are ranking in Google. Mm-hmm. So you're basically taking a shortcut. Instead of starting from scratch and creating some WordPress site and then starting, and writing 50 articles, or in this case, about 80 articles, to try to get it to start to rank for certain keywords that you're targeting. This site is ready to go. You've already got the content.
Yeah, I understand. Is that the main thing driving the price? Is the how old it is and how many words have been written on it?
Yeah, there's 2 ways to value a site. We can value it on the content, which this site has very little revenue. So we have to base it off the content. Like, how much would it cost to build this site today if you were to start from scratch? Yep. So, we look at that. And then for those sites that are earning at least $100 a month, then we switch over to a valuation model and look at what is the earnings, which most of these sites are going to sell between 30 and 40 times the monthly revenues.
Got it. Or 2 to 3x annual revenues.
Correct. 2 to 3x annual.
Are you using Empire Flippers? I see a quote on your page from those guys. Are you using them to sell the sites, Justin and Cook?
Yeah. So Justin and we work with Empire Flippers a lot. Because we have an investment services team that helps people find sites. So we partner with Empire Flippers to match people to sites. But other than that, we're kind of separate.
Do you get like a broker fee there? Is that part of your business?
Well, we do have a relationship with them, so we do get a commission for deals that we bring them.
Yep.
But that's kind of a small part of our business, because most of our clients are not looking for a site that's selling for $500,000, which is, if you're going to go to Empire Flippers, you're looking at deals that are $100,000 and up mostly.
That's right.
We really target those that are starting with their online business.
How many people do you have on your list that have expressed interest in buying a site like this under $10,000?
Well, we have a total of about 31,000 people on our email list that are active. And we also have a Facebook group with about 11,000 people in our private Facebook group. And we have an early bird list. I think we have about 6,000 people on our early bird list, which they're the first to know whenever we get a new site or we launch and build a new site. So about 6,000 people on that list for our early bird notices.
You have all like the early pieces of like building your own marketplace. I mean, there are companies, you mentioned you have 300 contractors, writers, and creatives. I mean, there are companies like Scripted, like Contentfly, like that sort of play in this space. And they're large. I mean, they're doing $8, $9, $10 million a year in business. Why haven't you gone that route?
Well, we've really focused more on building sites and selling ready-made sites, kind of that done-for-you service. And our services, kind of our services side, our growth side, like content writing, video production, keyword research, backlinks. There's lots of companies offering guest posts and backlinks. That is a service we really just started focusing on in the last year and a half. And mostly just to our customers that are buying sites from us because they want to grow them. And so we just naturally started offering those services. So we haven't really branched or marketed outside of the people that are buying these sites, which is something we're kind of set up to do and is another area that we're looking at doing over the next year or two. So I think there's lots of growth opportunities on our kind of growth side of the business.
And Bryon, have you bootstrapped the company or have you raised?
No, this has all been bootstrapped. Now, Dom Wells, a colleague of mine, started the company in 2013, and then I acquired it from him. He started it out with, what's that?
You bought it in what year?
I bought it in end of 2018.
Okay, got it. Why'd you do that? I mean, I assume obviously that wasn't cheap. Why'd you decide to buy it?
Yeah, so, I was doing consulting work for many years and traveling all over the country. I have 4 kids, and that's really hard when you're traveling Monday through Friday. And so I was looking for an opportunity where I could stay and work from home.
Yep.
And do that more, so this is a perfect opportunity. And, being in technology, this was right at my wheelhouse.
Bryon, let's wrap up here with the famous 5. Number 1, what's your favorite business book?
Probably Bill Gates. All of Bill Gates' books really are inspiring. How he got started, what his thought patterns are behind building businesses.
Number 2, is there a CEO besides Bill Gates that you're following or studying?
Probably not. One of my favorite shows is the Shark Tank. So I watch all the sharks and what they do and kind of how they look at businesses and how they value them.
Number 3, what's your favorite online tool for building a company?
Online tool?
Yep.
Well, the 2 that I use every day would be Ahrefs and SEMrush, analyzing sites.
It's interesting you say both of them. You usually people have a clear favorite. It's either Ahrefs or SEMrush, not both.
Well, both of those tools are just estimates, and one can be way off from the other. It's interesting how different they can be on some sites. So we really have to use both of them.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. Okay. Number 4, how many hours of sleep do you get every night?
6 to 7.
Okay.
Yeah,
and what's your situation? It sounds like you're married with 4 kiddos, right?
Yeah.
And how old are you?
I'm 43.
43. Last question. What do you wish you knew when you were 20?
What do I wish I would have done?
Something you wish you knew when you were 20.
Oh, well, I didn't realize that the way to really make money and be successful is to go out on your own. Because I worked for a consulting company for many years, and they were billing customers $250 an hour for work I was doing, and I was making, a third of that maybe. And so once I started out on my own and realized that if you're out there and you let people know what you do, what services you offer, customers will come if you do a great job. So I wish I would have started a little bit earlier.
Human Proof Designs. They did $1.5 million in revenue in 2019. They'll break $2 million this year, completely bootstrapped. They have over 500 customers. Those customers buy early stage ready-made sites from the company. So these could be sites with revenue or with traffic, or they're ready to get going and get started. And then after they buy, Bryon's upsells them backlink tools, content tools, things like that. And that's how they'll drive $2 million in revenue this year. They got a great community, 31,000 on their list, 11,000 in their Facebook group, 6K on their early bird list to buy these websites. And they got 16 people on their team. Bryon, thank you for taking us to the top.
Yeah, thank you, Nathan.
One more thing before you go. We have a brand new show every Thursday at 1 p.m. Central. It's called Shark Tank for SaaS. We call it Deal or Bust. One founder comes on, 3 hungry buyers, they try and do a deal live, and the founder shares back-end dashboards, their expenses, their revenue, ARPU, CAC, LTV, you name it, they share it. And the buyers try and make a deal live. It is fun to watch every Thursday, 1 p.m. Central. Additionally, remember, these recorded founder interviews go live. We release them here on YouTube every day at 2 p.m. Central. To make sure you don't miss any of that, make sure you click the subscribe button below here on YouTube, the big red button, and then click the little bell notification to make sure you get notifications when we do go live. I wouldn't want you to miss breaking news in the SaaS world, whether it's an acquisition, a big fundraise, a big sale, a big profitability statement, or something else. I don't want you to miss it. Additionally, if you want to take this conversation deeper and further, we have by far the largest private Slack community for B2B SaaS founders. You want to get in there. We've probably talked about your tool if you're running a company, or your firm if you're investing. You can go in there and quickly search and see what people are saying. Sign up for that at nathanlatka.com/Slack. In the meantime, I'm hanging out with you here on YouTube. I'll be in the comments for the next 30 minutes. Feel free to let me know what you thought about this episode. And if you enjoyed it, click the thumbs up. We get a lot of haters that are mad at how aggressive I am on these shows, but I do it so that we can all learn. We have to counter those people. We got to push them away. Click the thumbs up below to counter them, and know that I appreciate your guys' support. All right, I'll be in the comments. See ya.